So you're moving to the greater Cleveland area and you don't really want to deal with that crazy city life where you're just sitting right on top of your neighbors, or maybe the idea of the suburban life doesn't even appeal to you and you want a little bit more space. Well, today we're going to be checking out a city that is just south of Cleveland, and it is one called Hinckely. And it is still considered rural, so you are going to be able to land a USDA loan in that area still. And if you want more information on that, make sure you reach out. Now, before we get too far into the video, I want to introduce myself. My name is Sam Oler, and I'm a real estate agent in the area. So if you are thinking about making a move, feel free to reach out to me. But I am definitely considering moving to Hinckley in the future, just due to the fact that it has all of that extra space, and it's one of those tight-knit communities that you feel comfortable in no matter what part you live in. Now, Hinckley has just under 10,000 residents, and it was founded by Samuel Hinckley in 1825. And with it being more spread out there, you are going to have minimums as far as the property size, just due to the fact that it is considered rural and the community is trying to keep it that way. So with these minimums, you are probably going to land with a lot size that is right around 2 to 5 acres, and they can even go up even higher than that. Now, kind of a weird fact about Hinckley is that they are home of the buzzards, which is a turkey vulture, and they're not a predator or anything. They are kind of like garbage men, where they just dispose of all of the dead animals and all that stuff. But every single year, like clockwork, they come back to town on March 15th, right as it's starting to get a little bit warmer outside. But the residents of Hinckley really drive this home, and they celebrate every single year when they come back on Buzzard Day, and they just throw a buzzard themed party. Now, moving to Hinckley, you are going to have a bit higher of a median price point, just due to the fact that you are going to have so much acreage, and a lot of the houses in these areas are going to be a little bit higher quality. There's a lot of bigger houses and mansions in the area with a lot more notable people wanting to move there. So your median price point of Hinckley is going to land right under $430,000. And the majority of them are selling within the first 2 weeks on market. Something to keep in mind though is that there were only 18 homes sold in this area last year. So the properties that are going up for sale are pretty few and far between. And I've gone through a few of them, and they're definitely ones that you're going to want to check out because they have so much character being at that higher price point. Now, another thing to go along with the fact that there are such few houses sold in this city is that it is very competitive to get into. Like I said, there are a lot more notable people trying to get into this area, and that alone is enough to drive the market up, along with the scarcity adding to the fire. Now, your hot homes in the area that are selling are going to be your freshly remodeled homes, or the ones that are being newly built, and those are going around 4% above value, along with getting sold in the first 3 days listed on the market. So that just goes to show, if you're buying something that's turnkey, it might be a little tricky to get into the area, but if you're working with the right agent and they know how to structure the offer so that they'll get accepted, you are going to have a competitive advantage. Now, along with all that extra land that you're going to get with moving to Hinckley, you are going to have some amazing schools. Now, Hinckley does not have its own high school, so you are going to be split among 2 different high schools, and one of them is going to be Brunswick High School, and we talk a little bit more about the high school itself in the Brunswick video. So if you want more information on Brunswick, go check out that video. It goes a little bit more in depth than what I'm going to tell you. But Brunswick is in the top 4,500 in the United States for high schools, and it is number 166 in Ohio currently. Now, the other school that takes on Hinckley residents is going to be Highland High School, and that is in Granger Township, which also borders Hinckley. Now, Highland High School is in the top 1,200 in the United States, and it is ranked number 41 in Ohio according to the US News. So it has a really, really high ranking as far as schools go, and that even beats out the Strongsville area. So if you can land in the section of Hinckley that is taken on by Highland, you are going to have an amazing opportunity for your children to grow and progress throughout their life and be set up very well for the future. Now, with it being ranked at number 41 in Ohio, you are going to have a score of 93, which is based on the different tests that the students take and how ready they get all their students for further education. Now, Highland has a lot to offer as far as the extracurriculars and sports for their students, and they're going to have all your regular teams that you can expect to see at different high schools for your winter, fall, and spring. And those are going to range anywhere from boys and girls basketball, volleyball, soccer, and then they also offer varsity girls gymnastics, which you don't see very often in any of the schools in the areas surrounding. Now, as far as the extracurriculars that the students can take on if they're not into sports, you can do everything from band, choir, to convolutions, to robotics, to ski club, and even speech and debate. And then there's also so much more, which I'm gonna kind of scroll through here just to show what else they have to offer in the area. Now, with Hinckley not being your average suburb, you are not going to have a ton of shopping or restaurants or anything to go to, but you have the opportunity to go outside of Hinckley to get access to those amenities. But as far as the amenities inside of Hinckley, you are going to have a downtown area where you're gonna have some different stores and restaurants that you can go to. And it's more of an old town feeling rather than a shopping plaza. So once you get there, you're going to have a pretty cool experience. And if you're in the area, I would definitely recommend checking out Hinckley Donut, which is going to be right at the main crossroad of the Hinckley Town Center. And if you're looking to pick up some ice cream, I would definitely recommend checking out Z's Cream and Bean. It's one of my favorite spots to go to on the warm summer nights, and I can find myself there, it feels like almost once a week, going and having dates with my girlfriend. Now, I mentioned that you've got some pretty easy access to retail shopping, grocery shopping, and even restaurants. And over in Brunswick and Strongsville are going to be those two areas that you're probably going to spend the majority of your time doing those things. Over in Brunswick, you are going to have a few different shopping plazas that are main attractions for the area, and that's over in Brunswick Town Center. And if you want some more information on that area, definitely go check out the Brunswick video that I have. And then if you make your way over into Strongsville, you are going to have a bunch of different shopping plazas that are going to have your big names like Target, Kohl's, Costco, Giant Eagle, Aldi, etc. And there you're also going to have South Park Mall, where you're going to be able to do a lot of retail shopping. Now, if you can't find the stores that you're looking for in either of these areas, you're probably going to be able to go over into Crocker Park or up into Cleveland, into the different areas that they have to offer as far as shopping. Cleveland is a pretty big tourist attraction, so you're going to have a lot of museums and different tourist attractions to go visit. And while you're up there, you're going to have pretty easy access to the lake as well. There's going to be a few different beaches that you can choose from, whether it's Huntington Beach over in Bay Village, or you could go to Edgewater Beach in Cleveland, or you could go to Lakewood Park, and there's a couple opportunities to go down onto the beach as well. Now, there's going to be a bunch of opportunity for activities outside of Hinckley. You still can do a lot while you're inside the city as well. Hinckley has some really cool roads that you can drive through, and they are going to be surrounded by trees and forests that are in the area. And ultimately, these roads are probably going to lead you to some different parks. And the best park that is over in the area, in my opinion, is the Hinckley Reservation. And there's a bunch of different paved trails, dirt trails, water activities. There's a small little beach where the spillway is that you can do some swimming. And if you go off on the lake, you can do things like kayak, fishing, and even paddle boarding. Also nearby is one of my favorite hiking areas, which is Whip Ledges. And there you're going to have a ton of different areas where there are really tall rocks that you're able to hike in between. And it's also known for its caves. So there you're able to see a lot of really cool sights that you're probably not going to see anywhere else. Now, between those two parks, Hinckley Reservation is a little bit bigger, where it's got around 600 acres of total land, and over 200 of it is known for its ledges, its trails, and the caves that I talked about a little bit earlier. Now, as I start to wrap up this video, I want to mention that Hinckley is such a great area to live. Like I said, I'm considering moving there in the future. Right now, I'm living in Strongsville and I absolutely love it, so I'm going to enjoy the experience that I have here until it's time to start thinking about the next place that I move over to. But if you're thinking about moving to the Cleveland area, I definitely would recommend keeping Hinckley on your list. Now, if you need help moving to the area, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'm easiest to get a hold of by text, but if you call me and I don't answer, I'll call you back as soon as I can. My name's Sam Oler and I'm a real estate agent, and you can find all of my contact information down in the description. But while you're down there, you also have the opportunity to go check out my social media. And if you go to do that, before you leave this video, make sure you click that like button and subscribe, because it's going to keep you up to date with everything that's going on in the Cleveland area. But I'm going to leave the video there. My name's Sam Oler and I'm your Cleveland area realtor. I'll catch you in the next one.